For us, STGCC is one of the main events in Singapore where people from toys, games, comics, they come together to showcase their latest product. So XM as a statue makers, this is where we showcase our latest products to our collectors. And also the times where we meet up with our collectors, it's like a party for us. We meet up with them, we say hi, we say thank you. We invite our artists all the way down and say thank you to them and let the artist and the collector meet each other. I would say that it's the event where the big XM family meets the collectors, the toy makers and the artists.
At the present moment, with Disney we have Marvel and the Star Wars. With DC we have the Batman line. We also have a new license with Top Cow Comics, which is for Witchblade and Darkness. And also Chinese manhua, the Jade Dynasty, which is Long Human. So it's something that we want to actually bring up the Eastern culture for collectibles. There's always this Western Superman and Spider-Man and Batman, and then in Japan you have Ultraman and Godzilla. So we think that China and Hong Kong need some love. So we're going to have this Long Human Transis. The characters will be bringing it to life in statues. One more thing I would like to also highlight would be our own IP, our own intellectual IP creation called Fearful Fairy Tales. So Fearful Fairy Tales is about, like Little Red Riding Hood versus the Big Bad Wolf. But in our version, the damsels aren't in distress. They're actually quite capable of protecting themselves. So that is quite a creative play on that. Yes, Star Wars. Well, it's a bit secretive, so we can't say too much about Star Wars. Pretty much, we've built a secret booth. We're limiting people from going in and taking photos. But what I can say is that what's on sale or pre-order today is Darth Vader and Boba Fett. And in the secret booth, you will be able to see upcoming statues. But I can't say anything until we are allowed to review.
I work very closely with Sing, my elder brother, who is the creative director in the XM Studios. And usually we will sit down and discuss together with our other business directors on what's upcoming for XM Studios.
Initially, we have the name list. Then I will discuss the character with my concept artist or what we can come up with, a design that have never been shown in the market.
And then we brainstorm together of like how the character gonna be portrayed in the form of the statue.
So Scan saying we would be, WhatsApping, chatting all the time, all day, every day, 24 hours, 24/7. Sometimes we fight, most of the time. We try to get a keyword, and from that keyword, I'm the one who's gonna translate the keyword to be the visuals. And that first visual is gonna be like some rough sketch on the expression of the figure. And then we keep brainstorming until we are sure that this image are the one that we all have in our mind.
We show to Marvel or DC or whoever license on, and they're okay, then I will start the asset, the 3D asset. So usually the first software I use is gonna be a 3D Studio Max. 3D Studio Max this to build a very basic non-detailed character on that. And I able to do pose or whatever thing that just the same like how it looks like in the 2D concept. And from there, when everything looks okay, it's safe for me to do the sculpting, high detail sculpting, digital sculpting in ZBrush. And we start to do a lot of iteration and stuff until it's really good for production.
And after we do all the 3D, we get it on, finish it about a month later. So once done, we send the 3D up for approval again. Okay, once the thing approved, we send for printings. Once everything's printed out, we cast 2 pieces, 40 color samples or color master. So I'm the one who's going to paint all these so that once I go to the factory, I know how to direct the workers there on the colors and how to go about it, the type of material use, and how to do the production in a way that close to perfection. Okay, there's nothing perfection in statues, but we try our best. Next time we always try our best to to make the statues perfect.
What is making the difference of XM Studios versus the competitor is the quality, first point, is the character, because at the moment XM Studios, they do character that don't exist in the market. And the other third point that is really, really important, that it's really a limited production. So at the moment, the production of XM Studios is just 999 pieces in the world. So what this means that when a collector gets one product of XM Studios, he have one product of 999 pieces. So it's not a mass production, it's really a collector production, and at the moment, this is what the collector wants.
So interestingly, actually, I've never collected statues before. But what makes me so into XM Studio, I would say, is their willingness to actually listen to fans. I think that's a very important factor, because there are many other companies out there which produce statues, but why XM Studio? So to me, I do give them comments here and there. Of course, sometimes they do take it, but on other times, they actually will accept, actually look at it. So I think from a fan base, from a collector base, I think that's a very important thing, and that attracted me a lot to them.
You know, we look at the current trend in the market, you know, and see what is the type of statues that collectors want. We go to forums, we go to Facebook, we ask our collectors, you know, what do they want before we decide on the type of products we're going to push out. We don't only just make a statue and ask the collectors to buy it. We actually ask the collectors, what do you want from us?
3 years ago, I started queuing for Ironman, and I find that XM Studio, they have very good production of their particular statue, and very, very unique way of their diorama they did is very particular. So I find that I ordered it about 2 years plus ago. Today I bought a lot of things like the Boba Fett, which is a very unique, exclusive item, and also the Ghost Rider. I see that the way they painted the Ghost Rider is, although I just see the model today, I believe they have very good things, that their paintwork and their details are excellent. So I'm very, very looking forward to the final product, which will come in next year.
Fully sculpted is the preference of a lot of collectors. It tends to hold the integrity of the product more. XM does fully sculpted, which in the Singapore climate is very important, because mixed media, if you store in Singapore, it's very humid. You tend to get deterioration of the material. So XM caters to all climates.
Actually, it started by feeling in a family. When we arrived, you know, we were about 40 people hanging together around. We're talking about different views, different perspectives. And then, of course, when I saw the first pieces, I was really stunned about the quality and incredible standard every figure has. So I spoke to Cam many times about it, and I was impressed, because so far it's the only company who does double QC. One in China, one in Singapore, which is very unusual. Sometimes the production is even better than the prototype, and that's very, very rare in the industry.
So I'm very, very close with them. I treat XM Studios, especially the brothers Ang, like my family. And we work really, really close together on a lot of projects.
Basically, it's been a huge learning curve for both of us. And it's really fun because it's so fluid, and we work together in terms of, for example, Marvel assemble 1/6 statue line. We come up with the idea with what characters to do.
It also, the styling of the 1/6 scale HX project is very unique, where they try to capture the essence of the character in a very stylized form. A lot of people say it's a little bit cartoony, but the direction is actually stylized. Cartoony is very flat, but if you look at these statues, they're anything but flat. They have a lot of expression in them. They have a lot of thought that goes into every single line. The silhouette of these statues are absolutely incredible. Technology is moving so fast. We need to figure out a way to combine digital technology and real life sculpted art pieces.
Because we're doing AR as well, which is the effects that you get from your phone. You get to see the effects. So we discussed about that, like what kind of effects are we doing? Where is it coming out? Like for Ironman, for example, how, what color is the beam or how does it come out? So there's a lot of discussions going on.
For example, if you put your phone up to Thor, you press a button, there'll be like lightning coming all over Thor, and then you can snap a picture and then you can share it with your friends. It's a way for you to share your acquisition and the stuff that you love with your friends.
For me, XM is like a family. We don't have like the I'm a boss. You are my workers. This type of relationship. I take everyone in my company like a family members.
It's about a matter of growth, right? So the first year we only had 6 statues. Second year was 20, and this is the current year we have about 60. So maybe next year it might be 100. So it's really hard to say because we are still negotiating some new contracts. I would say that we will be very much looking at licenses that can be global. So it's not just about Southeast Asia or Asia. We want to be able to do things worldwide. So that's one direction. Some of the licenses we're talking for next year is about global licenses. As with contracts go, non-disclosure agreement, we can't disclose anything until it's all signed off.
Of course, first of all, the thanks our family members, our parents, our wife, my brothers, who is our directors, and our artists, our retailers, distributors, of course our fans that has been supporting XM over the years. Thank you everyone for your support to make XM or what we are today. Thank you everyone.